versus Arsenal at home. The February run starts here. Arsenal, Tottenham, Leicester, Arsenal, West Ham. 15 points this month up for grabs. And look, Wolves are out the FA Cup now. They've put that pressure on themselves, and we might as well put some expectation on this. For me, you need. Look, I don't think the aim is Champions League. It's probably just to get into Europe, but I think you probably need 8 to 10 points. We're going to drop points in this run. Of course, we're not going to win all these, but I think 8 to 10 will keep you at least in the race for Europa League, and if maybe get six, maybe Conference League. But look, we have to take advantage of this. And for me, when you look at the Premier League table right now, as I'm recording this, I've just finished watching that Man United Burnley game, and I feel like everyone's kind of favourites as Man United. They were awful that game. West Ham sneak past Watford. So, there are some results going in our way. Also, we've got a lot of games on West Ham. This is a big game for us. And look, there's no... of course, there's pressure on it with the home side. It's under the lights. I think the atmosphere will be good. But there's no real pressure on this game. At the start of the season, no one put us here. And Arsenal was a lot of expectation. If you look at the two managers, Bruno Lage has been here for 6 months. Arteta's been at Arsenal for 3 years now. And he spent, 200 million over the last two transfer windows. In the last two transfer windows we've had, as in summer transfer windows, our net spend's been about 10 million. We've barely spent anything. There's no pressure on us, really. And, Arsenal haven't played in, 3 weeks? And the last two games, they've got knocked out of the FA Cup and drawn with Burnley. And they'll feel like this is a must-win game, whereas I think Bruno would probably take a point. I think Arsenal have a lot of possession in this game. I think it will counter. But, look, if you offer me a point now, would I take it? No, because it's a home game. But I don't think that's how Bruno will think. I think he'd be happy with a point. But there's more pressure on Arsenal. There's more pressure on Arteta. And I don't think that's a bad thing for us. Arsenal don't have a proper number 9 right now. All their fans are getting annoyed at them selling Aubameyang or whatever. Tomiyasu, who's probably their best defender, is injured, apparently, anyway. So this is a big opportunity for Wolves. Personally, I'd go back to the front three. We don't really know what's going on with Trincao right now, or at least when I'm recording this. But even if Trincao's not available, I'd rather play Chiquinho. Look, I don't hate Dendoncker. I don't rate him. I don't think he's very good. And I think Bruno will pick Dendoncker, by the way, and I think he'll play Jimenez and Penance up front. But because let's be honest, he's not going to put like Jimenez and Fabio Silva up front with Penance in behind. As much as what Wolves fans would love us to do, that won't happen. So I think this formation suits us better. I know we've got results against the big sides playing that midfield three, but I don't really want them to do that again. I think this formation's better, and I think it improves our chances of winning, and allows us to dominate the Franks, especially with Tomiyasu out. And I don't really rate Kieran Tierney, to be honest. So if Trincao's out, which I assume he won't be, I assume he'll be back. Then if not, play Chiquinho. Why not? If he's terrible, you can knock him off at half time, bring on Fabio Silva or bring on Dendoncker. It's fine. Throw him in. I thought he did pretty well when he came on against Norwich. He wasn't any worse than Dendoncker. Put in 2 good crosses. And according to Wolves fans, putting in 1 good cross makes you amazing. Because, Adama Traore did it for Barcelona, and apparently he's world class now. So why not play Chiquinho? Why not? I assume Sace will come back in as well. I'm recording this before Bruno's press conference. I don't really know what's going on, but I assume he'll be back. And it'd be nice to have Sace back. Not that Toy Goers has done a bad job, but it'd be nice to have Sace back. And I think this 11's good enough to be Arsenal. I don't think Arsenal are very good. And they're not bad, they're fine. They have their strengths, but they have clear limitations that I trust Wolves to be. I know that Norwich game was a poor game, but our league form is up there with the best in the Premier League. If you look at the teams around us, Tottenham have got a loss in there against Chelsea. We haven't lost in our last 5, and that was the draw against Chelsea, which I think everyone admits is a good result. Also had that draw against Burnley, and they lost to Man City, which, to be fair, I thought they played well that game, but they still lost. West Ham lost a couple of games against Man United and Leeds. They only scraped past Watford. Man United just drawn with Burnley, and obviously they lost to us. So the teams around us are dropping points, and Arsenal are a part of that. So I don't think there's any reason to be particularly scared of Arsenal. We might as well go into this game confident. In terms of Arsenal, obviously, they've got the best goalkeeper in the world, apparently, in Aaron Ramsdale. If you look at Premier League save percentage, Jose Sar's top, just saying 4% better than Aaron Ramsdale. When you look at post-shot expected goals, I think save percentage and post-shot XG are probably the 2 best goalkeeping metrics. And Jose Sar's on 6.3. By the way, David De Gea's on 10 nearly. That's ridiculous. Fair play to David De Gea. He's probably been their if we're being honest, he's probably been the best goalkeeper in the Premier League. But Jose Sar's a clear second. And Ramsdale's on plus 0.5, which isn't bad. That's fine. Being positive is not bad for a goalkeeper. But he was up there at like 3.5, I think he was a few weeks ago. So Aaron Ramsdale's form's dropped off a bit. I rate Aaron Ramsdale, by the way, but the amount Arsenal fans argue with Wolves fans on Twitter, let's be honest, Jose Sal's been a better goalkeeper this season. But look, Aaron Ramsdale's not a weakness. I just like having a go at him. In terms of Arsenal, I think they're pretty bad in the air. That's one weakness, but we're not particularly good either. They're only a bit lower than us. But I think, if we were playing like one of the Manchester clubs or Burnley or whatever, maybe you can make the argument for Dendoncker. But Arsenal aren't. They're one of the worst sides in the league in the air. Off the top of my head, Tomiyasu and Gabriel, the only players I can really think that have any aerial presence. None of their central midfielders do. Kieran Tierney doesn't. Ben White doesn't. None of their strikers or wingers do. So I don't think we need to play Dendoncker in this game. I think that leans to that. In terms of possession, obviously Arsenal have more of the ball than us, but they're a top six side. That's always going to happen, and obviously they're coming to our ground. So I don't really think that's an issue. I don't mind having Arsenal more of the ball. We're good on the break. And Arsenal, for me, whenever I've watched Arsenal, they seem to struggle against a deep block. I watched that Burnley game before the international break, and they were woeful. And by the way, I don't think that break helps Arsenal. The fact they've had 3 weeks off, that first half against Norwich, you could tell we were like rusty, and so were Norwich. By the way, I'm not saying they were great, but I think we've got that out of our system, whereas Arsenal won't. So I think it'll be a big first half for Wolves. In terms of shots, obviously Arsenal, they have a lot of shots. I'm not saying they're all high value shots, but those 3 in behind their strikers, Odegaard, Smith Rowe, Martinelli, Saka, they all get high shot quality. Lacazette doesn't necessarily, or whoever's paying at 9 for them, but they've got a lot of guys that just shoot. It's kind of the opposite of us. We're still second in the league for shots. When Burnley have only had 8 less shots than you, it's concerning, man. That's the one kind of clear issue of us, but I guess you got to make them count. In terms of pressures, Arsenal aren't a great pressing side, or at least they don't do it that much. They're down there with Man City, which isn't a surprise given how Arteta wants to play. So again, that's not a concern. Norwich press a bit, and other sides that have kind of caused us issues recently do. So that's not really big a concern. Although when they do press, they do it pretty well. Their percentage of successful pressures is kind of similar to us, but don't think that's a big concern with Arsenal. One thing you could say is in terms of tackling dribblers and how good they are at that. They're third in the league, which isn't normally that important of a statistic, but a lot of Wolves' key players, Aït-Nouri, Semedo, Daniel Podence, Trincao, they're all, even Jimenez, they're all good dribblers. So Arsenal do deal with that well, I guess, but generally, I don't think there's that much to be worried about this Arsenal game. I don't think Arsenal are particularly incredible. They're not bad at anything, but they're not great at anything. Scored 33 but conceded 25. Their away record's pretty bad compared to their home record. I just don't think this is a game Wolves should be worried about. And I know I said that about Norwich, but there's no pressure on us going into this game for me, given all the expectation on Arsenal. It's under the lights at Molineux. I'm confident. I'd be amazed if we lost this game. Or I'd be amazed if we put in as bad a performance as we did against Norwich. And look, I think we'll win. Why not? I'll go 2-1. But yeah, if you enjoyed the video, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and yeah, peace.